Yep, practice 10 tomorrow, making progress, improving, still got a long way to go. And be back at it, important week.
All right, Sammy, you're right, the Met.
Coach, how did the scrimmage go on Saturday? What takeaways did you have from it?
Too many penalties, like almost every first scrimmage we've ever had. Too many missed assignments. And you know, there was good, there was bad, and there was ugly. But the effort and the competition was good.
Matt, are you right, the Niz?
Coach, I would ask you about LeBron Bond. I know it's tough for freshmen to get on the field, but was here in the spring. I know you liked what you saw in the spring. Just your thoughts on what you liked about him so far and the progress he's made since he got on campus back in January.
Yeah, it's really important to him, football. You know, he has picked up where he left off and gotten better. And still a little bit more consistency needed. But he's in a position to help us this fall.
Niz, on your left, and Pete?
Yeah, Coach, the NCAA announced a waiver in December for players like Luis Ford, JUCO athletes to be eligible for this season. His waiver has been denied, and his eligibility is up in the air. He's in a suit, obviously, a lawsuit on Friday. Are you frustrated with the NCAA over how they kind of handled this situation, his waiver request, and are you supportive of him having to go through the courts to play this season?
Yeah, I think the issue with Lewis and a lot of other guys across the country right now is the Vanderbilt quarterback was still within his 5-year clock, whereas there's a group of guys that are at 5.5 years. I do support Lewis, but it's a legal matter, and that's all I can say about it.
All right, Pete, on your left, and Zach.
Yeah, Curt, excuse me, can you assess the running back room in which you're looking for running backs, and in particular, what was it about Henry that you really liked?
Yeah, well, Hemby's a veteran. He's done it for a number of years in the Big Ten Conference. He's had a solid camp. He's got to improve on his pass protection. Kalon Black has had a good camp. BB was back out there today. I thought Van Horst really ran well in the scrimmage and pass pro'd well. Older veteran guy. Interesting story on him is when we first went to JMU in 19, he had been a walk-on the previous season. It was a walk-on still. We opened with West Virginia. Third series of the game, he's in there, played well, and he started the next 6-7 games and then hurt his ankle. And then he had some injury problems from that point on. But I thought he ran well Saturday, and Kobe Martin's getting better. It's good to get BB back. He was out there today, first practice.
Zach in front, then Joe.
Coach, how important is it to have a guy like Kellen Wyatt play opposite on that defensive line so it kind of frees things up for tomorrow?
Well, I think it's really important because you got to have 11 good players doing their job. You know, outside of what it does for McHale, you got to have 2 bookends. You know, when you're in a 4-down front. Now we're very multiple, but Wyatt is a high effort, high energy, intelligent guy. Like Bryant said, he's very versatile. He can do a lot of different things. He's had a really good camp, and you know, he'll be a big addition for us.
Joe on your left, and then Colin.
Coach, you mentioned how getting Coach Whitmer up to speed of the playbook was a priority in the spring. I mean, how have you seen him adapt up to this point and kind of start to use the things he's learned at the NFL level?
Yeah, well, you know, I think anytime, you know, his primary experience was in the NFL and college as a graduate assistant. So there was a learning curve in the spring. He's doing a great job, terrific job. He's doing a great job mentoring quarterbacks. He's got good ideas. I'm very pleased. He's going to add a lot to the staff. He's got great work ethic. He's a film junkie. A really smart guy, great demeanor.
Colin on your right, then Sammy again.
You mentioned LeBron Bond earlier, but on the wide receiver room as a whole, what have you seen from them in developing connections with Fernando?
But you know, we had pretty good offensive success overall last week in practice. It wasn't, but still a lot of mistakes, and there's a lot of areas that we've got to get better. Now, what I would say to that is the defense was really shorthanded. You know, Hardy returned to practice today, but had a groin, missed most of last week. Mari Farrell had a personal matter. Mother passed away, was gone most of the week. He's back today. Pons went out of the scrimmage early, tweaked his ankle. He practiced today, he's fine. And then you gotta put other guys in different positions, so I think the defense was a little shorthanded. I think we have a chance to be a good offense. We gotta be balanced, running the ball, throwing the ball. Do a good job of protecting quarterbacks, separating, getting open. But, you know, there's not an area on the team right now, offensively, where if we're ready to play a game. You know, we're still installing, going over situations, low red, high red, you know, all that stuff, 1 minute. But I think we're progressing, and where I see the progress, aside from the scrimmage, as the week went on, I thought the competition picked up, the speed and the tempo picked up, and the execution was starting to improve. Now, I think one of the biggest things we got to do now is, you know, we can't let mental fatigue precede physical fatigue. And, you know, when guys start to get a little gassed, you know, they can't give in. 98% of this game is between your ears. You know, it's amazing when if you run the team at the end of practice, you run them on 10-10s or 10-40s, and you make them do it again, start at 0 if they're not perfect by everybody. How on that 10th one, they run faster than they've ever run. And it's all between the ears. And but I think we've made good progress, but we've got a long way to go yet.
Sam, maybe right to Matt.
Coach, you have a couple new pieces on special teams with Mitch McCarthy coming in, and a kickoff specialist. Can you talk about them and how they're progressing, and then also you have Nico back? And
Yeah. Well, it all starts with Langston, who's as good as there is in the country at short and long snapper. And Nico, who's been money as a field goal kicker. Okay, Frankie, who about 80% of his kickoffs have been non-returnable in his career. And then McCarthy, who gets a ball off really fast and had strong leg, great hang time. I really like our specialists. I think we have a chance to do some special things this year.
Matt, and right to Zach.
Coach, obviously the last few years you had a staple at tight end in Zach Horton. Got some new guys this year. What are your impressions, your thoughts on Holden and Riley and some of those guys in that room?
Yeah, well, I think Riley is a lot like Wyatt. Just a real smart, hard-working guy. You know what you're going to get from an effort and preparation standpoint, day in, day out. You know, consistency, and he's going to be a valuable member of the offense. And Holden stays. You know, is improving as a blocker. It has really good soft hands. Big long body, can get down the field in the pass game. So, and Bomba is, you know, this will be his senior year, and hopefully we keep him healthy for, you know, the whole season and afterward.
Zach, and then we'll wrap with Niz.
You mentioned being a little bit shorthanded in the secondary the last couple of days. Has that allowed some of the younger guys to kind of step up and impress you a little bit?
Well, it gives them an opportunity, yeah, to work with the ones or the twos, and so, you know, we're still looking at building quality depth back there.
All right, Niz, last one.
Offensive line has been obviously a big topic of discussion. How do you judge, I mean, because, you know, played really well for most of the season, those kind of games against higher competition. How do you tell if the offensive line is ready for that, or is trending in the direction to be ready in those environments or those top tier competitions? Can you tell that they're further along this year than they were last year? Can you tell they're more physically ready yet, or is that still something you'll see kind of once you get into games and things like that?
I mean, I wouldn't focus in just on the offensive line in the 2 games where we fell short. You know, I think you can look at all the positions where we need to play better. Now, you know, we had some protection issues against Ohio State. Some of it was communication and missed assignments. And Notre Dame, you can't say that we won the line scrimmage in that game. I think we've improved ourselves potentially with the guys that we've brought in. And I think we're in a good place right now. You know, starting to gel, but not ready to play a game.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.